how are the businesses going to bridge the gap between the old generation and the new generation? Because eventually the old generation is going to retire. They're going to grow old.
Yeah.
How will this untrained and underutilized, underdeveloped new generation be able to replace the old generation if we don't have that gap where the new graduates can go into the company, learn learn the ropes, the step by step, getting to know the terrain, the job, the requirements, and then gradually becoming senior. How do we bridge that talent or skill workforce gap? Okay.
Mm. It happened before during the Industrial Revolution. And people were protesting, burning the cities.
Yeah.
They're creating a lot of problems. That was happening in Europe, particularly in the UK. A lot of people lost their job, lost their families, particularly if they are old. Then they find it very hard to fit back to their society. That's the time that where you have a steam engine, everything is mechanical now. You don't need a lot of people. You don't need people like to do all these little things, sewings, doing stuff, manufacturing. You don't need that anymore. So it wasn't a pleasant time, but I always believe that market always readjust. Yes, it takes time, especially for the old people to reskills and to do readjustment. But I think your question is about the young people. So even though you have even though they have a bit of painful time for adjustments to learn the new skills, so within a few years' time, it is not impossible to readjust it back to society. So what I'm seeing right now is the requirement is we are not hiring the juniors anymore, but we are still hiring the mid-level to seniors. So what they should adjust is they should position themselves not as a junior, but as at least mid-level to the seniors. So for example, what is the definition of mid-level to seniors? They have a very good command of using AI, and they are mature enough to be able to communicate with the other colleagues, and they have a skill sets that cannot be easily replaceable by AI. So soft skills and AI usage skills, plus the business skill that business require. For example, sales. So if you have this kind of skills, if you have a really good command of a readjustment mechanism, then you can always fit in. So instead of going for let's say you go to the typical 4-year university will train you about academic adjustments, curriculums, let's say for 2 years. And the last 2 years should be about training for the job market fit. How they can fit in the job market and how they can be specialized in the specific industries. So what I want the young people to do is to pick on the one industries. So let's say they want to do the manufacturing. So let's just focus on the one manufacturing industries, learn about this industry, what are the requirements, what are the supply, what are the demand, and they can take it from there. We had it before in 2008 financial crisis. We all had anxiety when we graduated, going really get a job. I mean, all these anxiety. I still have these anxieties, but all these crises, all the problems, eventually it come to the solution time. So I believe there will be a solution within 1 or 2 year time, and young people will be adjusted for the new market requirement.
That's a good take. What's your take on this?
Yeah, that is quite agree with Oka on that one. So it's really important that young people to know that it happened before. I think everything can be adjusted. But for the skill development have to be there. That when they graduated, skill have to be there in order to fit to the market. So instead of focusing on too many things, so it happened to as before, we want to learn too many things when we are young. So just focus on the one industry, and that you are passionate about, that excel at those things, right? So that there will be job for you.